is Karel Bosman. I'm the head of events and sponsorships for Momentum Metropolitan.
Thank you. So last time we spoke to you was at the Metropolitan Building, beautiful event. And tell us what's going on here today.
Well, it's the Big Pink ODI, which so many of the South Africans have now grown used to. It's an exciting day because through the platform of cricket, which all of us love, we're able to get a bigger message across, which is let's raise awareness around breast cancer. Let's put our voices together, and it's not Cricket SA's event, it's not our event as Momentum, it's all of South Africa. And the reason why I say that is the statistics from Cancer Association shows that 19.4 women in South Africa over the age of 15 could be affected by breast cancer, which is staggering numbers, which shows it affects all of us. If you go around and you speak to people, you'll probably find that if not directly, indirectly, almost all of us have been affected. So this is almost a pandemic we're fighting in our own right, and we would love everybody just to put their voices behind it, because the more awareness we raise, the more we can understand about this, and the better we can fight it.
So for those sitting at home who are thinking, what is the Pink ODI? Can you just explain to us, break down that abbreviation?
Yeah, so what has happened a number of years ago, it actually started with Glenn McGrath, Australian cricketer. His wife got breast cancer, and they then started it more than 10 years ago. I think it was about 12, 13 years ago. And then the whole world sort of caught on to that. So this is the 10th Pink ODI, and what really happened is the Proteas themselves, people can see them playing in pink. They felt, let's choose this color, let's choose this day to raise awareness through the platform of sport. And individuals, the players themselves, corporate, have all gotten involved on one side in raising funds. Over the last 10 years we've raised a lot of funds with Cricket South Africa, and I can talk about how we've used those funds to fight this pandemic, but then also just for every person out there to be part of it. So we're saying we want to invite everybody, whether you're at a stadium. Now in COVID we can't be at the stadium, but you can still wear pink, and if someone is asking you why you're wearing pink, you could say that I'm saving a life. And if you say, how are you going to save a life? You could say, well, by wearing pink I'm raising awareness. The truth is, early detection saves lives. I sat with the doctors at the oncology unit at Charlotte Mkwekwe, and they told me, Carl, if someone just arrived early enough, we could have helped them, but now they've arrived too late, and now we can't help them. So the advice, and we play in the space of advice, the dialogue, the conversation that we want to have is through the right advice, through the right knowledge. If we can early detect, if you can have a test done and we can early detect, we can save a life. And I think that's the message around, let's get the awareness, because it's here, we've got to fight it, and we need to talk about it. So that's how the Pink ODI came about. And every year, the guys actually have a great record. They don't often lose in pink. So we've had people saying they should always play in pink. They've only over the 10 years, I think, lost once. So hopefully they can win again today. But it's really just to say we are looking different. We are wearing pink for a cause, and that cause is to raise awareness, to raise funds, and to fight breast cancer. So there's good news and there's bad news. So on the good news side, we've been involved in one-day cricket in this country now for 8 years, and most people will understand that any sponsorship arrangement has got a commercial agreement behind the scenes. Going forward, this will be our last Pink ODI in terms of us being a key sponsor, because our agreement with regards to one-day cricket is running through. That said, we will never be away from Pink ODI. We are just too invested in our hearts, not just our heads, in this property. So we will still be as one of the corporates supporting it, and we will speak to Cricket South Africa to talk about how we can do that. But then the good news is, we're also a brand that's very outspoken about gender equality, upliftment of women, and specifically also women in sport, and empowerment of women. And we were the first sponsor involved in the Momentum Protea women's side. When we got involved with them, and I love telling the story, none of the players were contracted. They were effectively an amateur side. We got involved as a sponsor 8 years ago. Since they first had one contracted player, then 6, and as we stand here today, all of them are. They've climbed up the world rankings. Today, as we stand here, they're sitting at 2 in the world, according to the ICC, right? They've just come back from India like a week ago. They went to India and they beat India in India. I mean, it was historic. ODIs and T20. So we've decided we're extending our support to the Momentum Protea women's team for another 3 seasons, because next year it's World Cup as well. And we honestly believe, firstly, for us as a brand, it's a privilege to be part of their journey, to see how they've grown in professionalism, skills, believing in themselves, and then going and beating India. They've been in 2 World Cup semi-finals. Next year there's 2 World Cups. Because of COVID, they've moved the one, which is in New Zealand next year. It's I think it's the 50 over 1 in New Zealand in February. And then later next year, a lot of people don't know this, the world of cricket is coming to South Africa, because it's the Women's World Cup in the T20 format in our country.
Hey, I'm Laura Goodall. I am a top order batter for the Momentum Proteas, and I'm happy to be here at the pink debuting.
All right. So tell us about your experience being on the Proteas team and your achievements. You know, it's such a big achievement to be there.
Yeah, the biggest thing obviously is now the most recent achievement we had was the series wins in India, and to this day, I think we've been home for about 2 weeks now, and people still ask me about it, and it's something that I'll remember for a very long time, because I mean, India is not the easiest place to go and play cricket, and for the thing like to see what we did in India, it actually really only sunk in once I got home, and I actually had to speak about it, and I was like, wow, we did some major things, we made major moves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, being part of the Proteas team is something that you can't explain. I mean, the girls, such a big family environment, everyone fights for each other kind of thing, and you know, when times get tough, that's when you need someone else to drag you, pull you up, and to be away from home is not always the easiest, but if you have a family and your teammates, then I mean, that's always a pleasure.
Definitely. And tell us about your guys' relationship with the Momentum brand, because they speak so highly of, you know, the team and you guys as girls, and you know, your the growth from where you guys started out when they got involved up to where you guys are now.
I feel like we owe a lot of our success to Momentum, actually, because I mean, they've backed us when no one really knew about us kind of thing, and they helped put us on the map. So it's a relationship that's quite strong, and I mean, that's why when they asked us to come, whenever they ask us to come to Momentum events, like, we don't ever hesitate, because we know at the end of the day we wouldn't be where we are today without them, and it's such a strong relationship. I mean, all the girls are always excited to come to these kind of events, and they always treat us well and treat us like the champions that we are.
Hey Laura, so last question, tell me about the importance of a brand like Momentum supporting breast cancer as an initiative, and supporting female in general.
The thing with this breast cancer initiative is we women, and we a women's team, so it's something that directly affects us. So like, I mean, the gender-based violence thing we had, like, this is also something that directly affects us as women. So that's why when they ask us to be here, we always just like, yes, we'll be there, we'll do whatever you need us to do kind of thing. And I mean, it's a massive problem all over the world, not only in South Africa. Yes, in South Africa, obviously the care is it's very expensive. So to raise funds for something like that, for us to do our part, we'll do everything we can to make it easier for the women who do suffer with it. And just everyone get checked, and I mean, it's something that can affect any woman. It doesn't matter who you are. So me myself, I can be vulnerable to it kind of thing. So it's something that really is close to home. So that's why we can be here today to help such a cause. It's amazing.